Our fam, how's everybody doing? Hope everybody had a great. Oh, it's Thursday already. Wow. Yep. Hope everybody had a great Thursday, and overall, just a great week. Hey, let's do a quick DR recap. Um, Looking at ES and NQ, and I tell you what, NQ stood for no quitting today because it was not playing around. So let's go over it real quick. We'll jump into ES. Haven't you looked at the range yet for ES? Honestly, guys, I keep ES on the screen just kind of get an idea of what's going to happen overall price wise, but I have not touched ES from a trading standpoint in quite a while now, almost at least a week, which I never thought I'd be able to say that. So NQ has been on fire lately, but getting things going in shifts, right? So at some point, I'm sure it'll be the opposite way. But let's see, 45.70, basic up to 45.87. So 17 points, pretty good. But let's expand out ES real quick. Wrong button. So this one, okay. And let's if we talk about kind of what happened, just so we can take a look at it. All right. If I can get rid of this thing off my screen here. Cool. Get it off. Okay. So today was a run-up day, right? We ran up pretty good today. And if you look at what actually happened, we did not, we had this great movement over here, but we did not confirm high. Okay. Let me make this a little bit bigger. So you guys can see that a little bit, right? That's what we're looking for, right? We went up, you know, we wicked up above it a couple times, wicked above the DR high. Did not confirm, which is sad if you're following the rules. If you're risking it, then you probably would have done this. But if you look, we had this all the way, this dropped all the way down to basically the other side of the DR range, and then that climb back up, right? So that is a really nice trade. So if you were in, well, let me say it this way: if you were in a trade, if you got in the trade here for it to go back up, you were happy, right? Let's just say it that way. All right, but let's see what actually did happen. Again, it wasn't a bad day to trade it, actually. We confirmed high here, retraced back down, and then boom, we're back up again. So orders on DR or IDR or DR high, and then you're looking at that's about 45, let's say 88, and that's probably about 45.92 ish. So somewhere between 4 and 5 points on that move, and it kind of then we did a consolidation for like really for a long time, right after that move. The rest of this was kind of a consolidation. There were moves in here you could have taken if you were scalping. But these are not, to me, these are not like 5 point moves. These are like, get 2 points, multiple contracts, make a couple dollars and get out. This move was a nice 5 point move, comes back down again, but then it doesn't. That's the move of the day on ES. Okay, so that would have been a pretty nice move. Now look what it did, right? And this is where I'd say, having things like this weekly fair value gap up here, bearish, price goes up into it, right? Wicks up there and then rejects off of it. Okay, so it doesn't happen that way all the time. Sometimes it'll come up way up into here or go up to the top and then come back down. But 70-80% of the time, price is going to respect that gap. All right. So it's a way you can use that. You can leverage that to understand if not where to get in a trade, like where to get out. Right. So if I'm in this trade from here to here, right, I get very weary when I see us coming up into a gap. Okay. I literally will cut the trade. Like when I get to that gap, I literally will cut the trade. Okay, because I'm like, I don't want to do this. Okay, and lose the money I just spent all that time making. All right. Anyway, so there were quite a few plays from a ES standpoint. Here's another one it could have played, right? And all I'm watching is price come back down, retrace into the gap or into the range, right? Even these are right. So that's what a good 4, 5 if you want to go toward the end of the day. So there were definitely orders here or trades you could have taken here from a DR standpoint. So not as bad, not as exciting as NQ. But then again, if I'm starting out, and like I did for, I don't know how many years I traded ES, but I am trading ES because it's a lot more controlled movement. All right, if that makes any sense. Yes, you can have big drops and big, moves up on ES, but for the most part, it's really more controlled. All right, you can kind of get an idea of how a trade is going to, how it's going to play out. Now, if I if I compare that to NQ, that's a whole other beast. All right. So let's, NQ, I cannot get it to shrink down the way I can for ES. I might got to change a setting or something. But anyway, so let's look at NQ. Again, I don't worry about the range on NQ as much. But if you look here, here's that same move we had on ES, that down move, up move. The difference is we had confirmed high previously. Okay. Right. So, this right here is not, I would have not done that move because again, IDR, DR are really close together. So I'm a little weary about this kind of consolidation here. But then you have this move all the way down below the 0.5 fib, order right there on 0.5 fib for the move back up, and boom, you are done for the day. I mean, unless you're just being greedy, right? And honestly, guys, I literally had to stop myself today and say, okay, I am done trading. Yeah, there are plenty of trades I could have taken, and they're all successful. I go look back, they were all successful. I would have been, fat, dumb, and happy. But when I look at what I'd made today, I was like, I'm done. I'm not going to tempt the fate of the market gods and lose what I've made today. So I was definitely was in that trade. Okay. And then that's really the only DR trade, right? Let's be specific about that. I mean, there were scalps here you could have taken, and if you were risky enough, you could have held through that little window right there, and then jumped in right here, right? That was the move of the day. Now here's the other part. Look at our. We always talk about confluence. If you look here, the reason why I also like that trade, right? Yes, we're inside. We're at the 0.5 fib. We go past it, but this is inside of a bullish fair value gap. So that's two parts of confluence for me to tell me, hey, I can put a trade or an order on this, and price is going to go up. I also like the fact that it went down below, right? So I had a pretty good run up for it to start making that move. Okay. So again, really nice, easy trade there. You can held that all the way up. Now, what you have here, this green box here, this, I know it's a different color green. So that is the what we call the new week opening gap, right? That gap between Friday at 4 p.m. and Sunday at 6 p.m. And it can act as a support and resistance as well. And so today, it did that, right? Which was kind of cool to see. And so again, I'm done with DR trades. The other trades I took today were really new week opening gap trades, right? Where price goes up, comes back into it, shoots off again, does the same thing here. I'm not going to talk much about that because I don't want to add another piece into the trading puzzle. But here's where the DR move was on NQ. So if you think about it, right, we had four or five moves on ES that were much smaller, much more controlled. Okay, whereas on NQ you had really a big move that was a little bit more out of control. And one thing why I say that is if you look at the wicks on NQ, right? And this is where people get in trouble with not having stop losses. And I said in one of my groups today, I'm still trying to, define what my number is from a stop loss perspective, right? Sometimes I'm too low, sometimes I'm too high. And, one thing I'll say with NQ is I've been down a lot, right? And a lot, relative to what your risk tolerance is, but then it turns around. So if you look at all these wicks here are just, you have to really have some patience. I keep hitting the wrong button. You got to really have some patience and confidence if you're trading these kind of wicks. Because, what that basically means is price is shooting up and then shooting down and shooting back up, shooting back. So, and these are not small numbers, right? If you look at it, these are 10, 20 point moves. And so you have to really be confident in what you're doing and trust your process, and then again have a solid risk tolerance or risk management strategy. All right. You look throughout the whole day, all you see are these wicks, right? Wickety. All right. What's that old song? Wiki, 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 wiki. But that's what you're doing. So that's why I say, I look at ES as a better training ground as far as really having consistent moves and more controlled moves. Whereas to me, ES is a little bit more wild, wild west, and you have to understand what you're doing a lot more, right? So we're trading the same thing. We're trading DR, right? And again, you'll notice again, like I said, DR here confirmed. So we were actually able to take trades versus ES. But then, would you have patience for this, right? Did you trust that .5 fib for it to go back up, right? Those are the things that you have to, you have to kind of get yourself in your mind. And can you do that after seeing this action, right, for an hour? Right, that's the tough part. So anyway, no soapbox tonight. Just want to point that out. Again, starting out this time of year, ES, more controlled. NQ, no quit today, but it was a beast. And again, you could have been down a lot or up a lot just based off of the quick shifts in the wicks. All right. Anyway, guys, yeah, appreciate everybody. As we always say, love on your loved ones because you never know when you won't be able to do it again. So take advantage each and every opportunity. I appreciate y'all, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. Right. If there's no trades, then we won't take one. If there is, then we'll recap it and see what happens. All right, y'all take it easy, and I will talk to you guys later.